Maayong adlaw. Ako si Jonah. Maayong pag-abot diri sa Bisaya Classroom. In this lesson, we will be learning about Bisaya sentence structures. If you are not new to this classroom, you can remember that I have uploaded a similar lesson before. This is the video. In this video, I have discussed one sentence structure. It's a very common sentence structure wherein the verb starts. The verb starts the sentence followed by the subject and then the object. So for those new to my channel, you can actually watch this video before this video or after this video. It depends, okay? So these lessons are actually very related. So if you have watched this video, then this lesson would be easy for you. So again, let's learn Bisaya sentence structures today. At the end of this lesson, you will be learning 3 Bisaya sentence structures, and I assure you that the structures are very easy to understand. And along with learning the Bisaya sentence structures, you will also learn adjectives, nouns, and pronouns in Bisaya. Okay, so let's start with Bisaya sentence structure number 1. So Bisaya sentence structure number 1 is adjective and then subject. Adjective or the describing word. So we have a lot of describing words or adjectives, but today we will be focusing on 5, okay, for the sake of understanding the structure. So we have number 1, guapa, meaning pretty or beautiful, and then guapo means handsome. Pangit or bati. Or bati, it's pronounced as bati, okay? Pangit or bati means ugly. And then dako means big. Gamay means small. And buutan means kind. Okay? By the way, pangit or bati, which means ugly, the only difference is pangit is usually used in the Davao area. Although in Davao, we understand the word bati as well. But the word bati, which means ugly, is commonly used in the Visayas area, particularly in Cebu. Okay, and then our subject for this structure would be pronouns. So we will be using Bisaya pronouns as subject here. We have ako or ko, which means I. Ikaw or ka, which means you. Siya means he or she. As a reminder again, ako can be used in the at the start of the sentence. You will be using ako. But if the word I or ako is found in the middle or at the last part of the sentence, you will be shortening it to ko. Okay? The same with ikaw, you will use ikaw if it's at the start of the sentence. But if it's in the middle or at the last part, you will be making ikaw as ka. But siya will be the same in any part of the sentence. Siya, meaning he or she, regardless of the gender. Okay, so let's start with this sentence. Guapa ko. Guapa ko meaning I am beautiful. So the English word am is not actually found in this sentence structure. So if you translate it in English, it's beautiful I, like that. Okay, so but in the Bisaya sentence structure, if you will be using pronouns, you won't use any words between the adjective and the subject. So it's the adjective and the subject put together. That's the sentence. Okay? Guapa ko. Or if you want, if you are a male, you could say guapo ko, like that. Let's have another sentence. Guapo ka. You are handsome. Okay, next. He is handsome. So, guwapo siya. Guwapo siya. Okay? And then, we have another one. What if our subject is not a pronoun? So, our subject would be a name. So, if it is a name, you will put the word si. And then you add the name. Okay, let's have, for example, buutan si Jonah. Meaning in English, Jonah is kind. Okay? Buutan si Jonah. Let's have another example. Yeah, I think that's the only example that I made. But for example, let's have Jonah is beautiful. So we could say guapa si Jonah. Or for example, Jonah is small. We could say gamay si Jonah. Like that. Okay, is it clear? So let's move on to sentence structure number 2. Sentence structure number 2 is adjective followed by the object, and then the subject is at the last part. Okay, the subject is at the last part. We will be using the same set of adjectives, but our object here would be balay, which means house, asawa means wife, and bana means husband. Okay, by the way, additional knowledge for my Tagalog learners, in the Bisaya language, when we say asawa, we know that it's our spouse, but when we say asawa, we particularly mean the wife. When we say bana, that's the husband. While for you Tagalog, I think asawa could mean wife or husband. Okay, so here is the little difference. And then our subject would be the same. We will have a name. Okay, C, and then the name. That would be our subject. Okay, let's have an example. Dako og balay si Jonah. So take note, we have added the word og before our object. Okay? In my previous lesson, you would notice that the spelling of og there before the object is UG, but actually it's actually the spelling of og there is OG. You will only use og if you mean and. But if you will be using og before the object, the spelling should be OG. But in the Davao area, without the grammar, without grammar things, the normal conversational Bisaya writing, usually you would find Bisaya writing og as UG. Because when we speak, when we communicate, normally we do not care about the grammar itself. So, yeah. But grammatically speaking, the spelling of og before the object should be O and G. So, I hope that it's clear, okay? So, again, before you add the object, you have to put the word og. Dako og balay si Jonah. Meaning, Jonah has a big house. Okay, let's have another example. Buutan og bana si Jonah. So it means what? Jonah has a kind husband. Okay, buutan og bana si Jonah. Okay, before we go to sentence structure number 3, can you make your own sentence? Okay, for example, let's take the name Ber, which means short for subscriber. Let's say guwapa ug asawa si Ber. So it means what? Ber's wife is pretty or beautiful. Okay? Or gamay ug balay si Ber. So that's the house of Ber is small. Okay? I hope that's clear. Next, let's go to sentence structure number 3. This is actually the last sentence structure that I will be teaching you now. So we will be using the same set of adjectives and objects. But our subject, we will try pronouns, okay? Bisaya pronouns as our subject this time. And if you notice, the subject and the object were interchanged. This time, the subject is in the middle, and then the object is found last. Clue, usually when we use the pronoun as our subject, usually it comes before the object. That's why it's arranged like this. Okay? So let's have an example. Guwapo ko ug bana. So meaning I have a handsome husband. Okay? Because if you interchange it, for example, let's try guwapo ug bana ko. Parang it's not, yeah, it's just the design of the Bisaya grammar. Like even though we understand what you are saying, but the arrangement of the words are actually, it's an error. So again, let me remind you, usually if your subject is a pronoun, it comes before the object. It will follow the adjective, then your subject, which is the pronoun, followed by the object. I hope it's clear and you're not confused. Let's have another example. Dako ko og balay. Meaning, I have a big house. Dako ko og balay. Another example. Gamay siya og balay. Gamay siya og balay. Meaning, he or she has a small house. Okay, let's have a practice. Since we're done with our lesson, let's have a practice, okay? So in this practice, you will be using sentence structure number 3. If you are not taking notes, you can go back to sentence structure number 3 before you come back here to the practice area. Then you're going to translate this English sentence. You have a kind mom. And then the clues there are given. We have the adjective is buutan for kind. The pronoun for you is ka. And then the object, which is mom, is mama in Bisaya. Mother or mom in Bisaya, it's mama. Okay, we often call our mothers as mama or inay, nanay, like that. But the most common is mama. Okay, so how do you translate this English sentence? Okay, yes, based on sentence structure number 3, you could say, buutan ka og mama. You have a kind mom. By the way, today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are listening right now. And happy Mother's Day also to my very kind mom, Floresa. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, and then let's have another practice. Practice number 2. For this practice, you will be using sentence structure number 1. So, translate the sentence, you are hardworking. Hardworking in Bisaya, that's kugihan. And then, of course, the pronoun you is ka. Okay, yes. Kugihan ka. It's very easy. Sentence structure number 1 is very easy. Kugihan ka. Kugihan ka? Okay, I'm asking you a question in Bisaya actually when we transform this declarative sentence. We are stating a sentence, declarative, kugihan ka. If you want to ask you a question, are you hardworking? We just simply change the tone. Kugihan ka. You are hardworking. Kugihan ka. Are you hardworking? That's how easy Bisaya is. Okay. Kugihan ka, ber? Kugihan ka, subscriber? Okay. I hope you are kugihan. Okay, next, practice. Sentence structure number 2. Translate the voice of Burr is nice. Come on. Using the clue. Yes, the correct translation is nindot og tingog si Burr. Okay, very good. You got it right? Very good. Congratulations for finishing another lesson. There are other sentence structures in Bisaya. If you want me to discuss those things, I can make a part 2 of this lesson. And if you have further questions, I will do my best to answer those questions on the comments below. Thank you very much for those who actually watched my previous video about how to say no in Bisaya. If you have not watched it, please watch it. Just go to my YouTube channel and search for that specific topic. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so that you will be notified on my next lessons. And if you want to support this classroom, please click the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. And for those who click the thanks button, thank you so much for being a blessing to this classroom. Thank you so much. I cannot name you one by one, but really thank you so much for being a great blessing. And for those who are really learning, please give me a message, and your messages are actually giving me encouragement to keep on going through. Thank you so much and see you next time in the Bisaya classroom.